Hello everybody and welcome back to Rebellious Menstruation. This video is the top 5 recommended hygiene tips, general hygiene tips. Some of these may be obvious to you. They are certainly obvious to me. However, I have noticed that these may not be widely known or used, and of course, some of these have been hidden or kind of derided by minimalist or low waste lifestyles and videos or journeys. So sometimes I'm slightly concerned that some of these things I've actually seen recommended by low waste or minimalists. And I'm concerned that this is what they do or that they recommend in other people do, because these are kind of fundamental hygiene things for essentially your own health. And now let's get into this video. Number 1 is always wash clothes, either new or thrifted, before the first wearing. If new, washing removes extra dye that can remain in the fabric, and this applies to all fabric types, but obviously, and all fabric dyes, but obviously some of these dyes will be natural or native dyes, and some of these dyes may be chemical dyes. But all of them can actually involve irritation and rashes if still in unwashed clothing, and this will transfer to your skin and obviously cause irritation and rashes. So washing your clothes or removes the chemical, also will remove not only this extra dye, but removes chemical finishes such as urea formaldehyde. This is a chemical that's actually used by manufacturers to prevent mildew from forming on clothing, and mildew can form on clothing not necessarily due to nefarious purposes, but just due to the fact that they may be stored for a long time, or it might take a while for them to get to their transport intended destinations. And on top of that, transport and storing in certain climates, especially in certain humid climates, can obviously cause mildew to form. So they put this urea formaldehyde on the fabric to prevent this from happening, and you'll want to wash this out. So also these chemicals are used to enhance colour and texture in the store, and also they are used because they are tried on in store, and so you want that garment to remain as fresh as possible for people to actually purchase the item, in spite of it having been tried on by multiple people in the store. So that actually leads me to the last significant reason to actually wash your items prior to wearing them, it removes the transfer of bacteria, fungus and or insects from one human to another, and it basically prevents the transfer of this bacteria when people try this on in the change room. So basically this also applies to bedding, towels, clothes, cloth pads, underwear, swimwear and garments. Not all thrift stores wash their garments either, so while thrift store garments may not actually hold the chemicals or dyes that a manufacturer would use, they will, they may not have been washed since since donation, and so they may have transport dust, because I know that some big chain thrift stores will actually transfer clothing in between the stores to refresh the stock. So there's also transportation dust and storage dust on them. So they've also been tried on in store by multiple people, and so obviously this is not to suggest that the people attending any of these stores, whether new or thrift stores, are in any way dirty, but some people have skin conditions and other allergens, and that transfer can and will happen. So basically the thing is, always wash your fabric before use. If you have clothing in your house, you might not necessarily wash that clothing after every wear personally, because it depends, you may be wearing it for a small amount of time or a set amount of time. That's not what I'm referring to. So I'm referring to new clothes that you have purchased and bought into your house from either new or thrift. Always, always, always wash your fabric, any fabric, before use. Number 2 in this list is always wash your hands. This is literally one of the easiest way to avoid the spreading of germs to others, and therefore preventing many diseases and conditions from spreading. People frequently touch their face, nose, eyes and mouth without realizing it, and our hands also touch food, pens, cutlery, door handles, car handles, keyboards, other people, toys, tables. Well, you're getting the idea. You will also use the bathroom, and even while using barrier methods like toilet paper to actually obviously deal with urine or fecal matter. After that, you should always wash your hands with soap. While going overboard with washing your hands can have negative impacts, it is very, very important to wash your hands every time after using the bathroom, irrelevant of your personal beliefs that it wastes water, which I have actually seen before, that people are suggesting that or saying that they don't wash their hands after every time they go to the bathroom. They find it pointless because it wastes water. This is a disastrous opinion to have. Wash hands before and after food prep, eating, when around any illness, when treating a wound, after coughing, sneezing, or when handling any waste product. So that's whether personal waste product of yourself or waste product, of say your pet, if you're cleaning up after your pet. So always, always, always wash your hands with soap. Number 3 on this list is use different toilet paper for your urinary tract and your anus. So basically, this is so fucking bad, people. The actual fact that swipe front to back is an actual thing revolts me, because I was seriously disturbed when I realised what this actually meant, obviously years ago. Who uses the same piece of toilet paper when dealing with urine and feces? Stop it immediately, and you should never have done this in the first place. I literally have never in my entire life used the same toilet paper for urine and feces. Always separated the toilet paper when using this. I mean, this obviously specifically is related to women, just from an anatomical point of view. So the fact that anyone would use the same toilet paper for urine and feces is beyond imaginable. As you can tell, this is one of my red flag things. This is the one that completely infuriates me. It is completely unimaginable that the same toilet paper would be used to wipe both your urethra and your anus. Is absolutely ridiculous, and you should never, ever, ever do this. You are literally spreading disease in your vulva area, which is fucking ridiculous. Separate the wiping of your feces and the wiping of your urethra completely, and do not put either toilet paper near the other thing. This area is actually quite close together and is actually quite intimate, but you can, I've been doing it my whole life, separate the wiping of your urethra and your anus, and keep urine and fecal matter separated while cleaning yourself. This is going to be number 4, which is actually going to be quite a controversial one, but toothpaste with fluoride. Fluoride on your teeth is actually excellent and effective for your teeth. In water, not so much. In your stomach, not so much. But on your teeth, it is actually appropriate. You're meant to brush, spit, and brush your teeth with fluoride, spit it out, and actually not disturb your mouth for at least 30 minutes with any other liquid. The studies on fluoride itself are pretty, on your teeth, are pretty decisive. the debate if it needs to be put into water rages on, and that is an actual separate topic. Of fluoride in the context of your body can actually be a neurotoxin, and some studies have shown that there are issues with it being in water, but actual fluoride on your teeth, where you brush your teeth and spit it out and it remains in your mouth, I mean, obviously you're going to swallow a certain amount of fluoride, but that will be vastly, vastly less than, say, if it's in your drinking water. Bear in mind that children under the age of 7 should only use fluoride-free toothpaste. I think this has to do with the obviously brushing and spitting out of the toothpaste. Most obviously adults learn not to swallow toothpaste, or not to actually swallow a lot of the toothpaste, or any. They usually brush and spit, and I think that's why under 7 they recommend that children don't use fluoride toothpaste. So they actually brush, and then obviously aren't necessarily the best at spitting out of their mouth. But if you use fluoride-free toothpaste, I certainly have used fluoride-free toothpaste. I certainly have fluoride-free toothpaste on me, and this actually is a fluoride toothpaste, which is actually why I have it here for this video. But I do have fluoride-free toothpaste. I've reviewed fluoride-free toothpaste on here, and I don't have a problem with that. And I think sometimes your teeth can be good or bad, depending, but I will use fluoride toothpaste if that's what's available, if that's what I can get my hands on, if I haven't made an order in a while. Generally I would use fluoride-free toothpaste, but that is not because fluoride in and of itself on your teeth is considered a good thing. In your water, not so much. Studies are out on that. But again, this is actually a controversial option and a controversial opinion. But fluoride on your teeth, good. Fluoride in your water, not so great. Last but certainly not least is number 5, is do not leave your towel in moist, damp environments such as your shower room or where your shower is. The best option is to hang it outside, either over your balcony or over a drying rack in a more airy area, say, you know, where you have a bit more cross section, like your living room. And wash and change your towel at the very minimum once a week, or just wash your towel, hang it out to dry, and use the same towel if you have one. Also, don't bunch it up to dry it out. So some people like hang it over like a hook, which means the fabric bunches together down, like hangs down, and it stays moist and wet, and this causes a lot of trouble. So when you're drying it out, like on a line, is you hang it over and spread it out for it to dry. So even if you're hanging this over the back of a wooden chair, try hanging it like over 2, or spreading it out so it actually is wide and it's not folded up in on itself. So do not ever bunch it up or leave it in a moist environment. String it out so it gets the most amount of drying time, and if you can, hang it out in the sun or hang it out in an area where it will get the sun, say near a window. Your towel can get really stanky and smelly if it's left in its usual bathroom location. So at least attempt to mitigate this. Even if you throw it like over your bedroom door and leave it there, that is far, far better. So they are the top 5 general hygiene tips to make your life better. Thanks for watching. Videos on this channel are out twice a week. Links will be on screen for the hygiene playlist and the top 5 playlist, and the subscribe button. Down below will be some links that you can check that out, including the link to my novel, which has nothing to do with this channel. I just thought I'd mention it. And please enjoy your morning, afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the day. And I, of course, will catch up with all of you in the next video. Bye.